just start by lying down on your back, and you can use your pillow right from here if you'd like to, supporting your head and shoulders, supporting underneath your knees, or not at all, just letting your body find a level position on the floor. But wherever you are, close your eyes. And I want you to imagine when you put a piece of cold butter into a warm pan, not a hot pan, but into a warm pan, and very slowly the edges start to melt. So start at the edges, start to let yourself melt. Taking your arms out a little bit wide, letting your feet come out and soften. Like you had a halo of warmth slowly creeping in from the outside in, start to melt through your fingers, your toes, the back of your neck. And then over time, as that cold butter starts to warm in that warm pan, the center starts to become soft. Use your breath. Let your center become soft. Let the tension in your jaw dissolve. And if you find that it's hard to be still and it's hard to quiet your mind, deepen your intention and focus on your breath, and perhaps add a mantra, a word or two words that you can say in and out with your breath, such as, I am enough. Now, if you're just exactly the same as when we started, this is your opportunity to really allow yourself to soften. Let your tissues relax, stop holding tension. Truly, when your body is asleep, in a deep sleep, you're not holding tension at all. So allow yourself to soften that way for a moment. Finding that soft, sleep-like state with your physical self, and a calm, awake, and steady state with your breath and your mind. It's natural here for you to deepen your inhale and let your exhale be really full and long. Even just these few moments at a cellular level are giving you a reset and a recharge. Just like that butter in the pan. Now it is soft and liquid the whole way through and just starts to take up the space. So let your body just truly soften as much as you can into the floor. And imagine that your breath is what takes up space. Your oneness takes up space. And being like this allows you to be in a uniform, steady state. Just like that melted butter, there are not parts now that are rigid and parts that are soft. Rather, you are soft throughout. You are steady and consistent throughout. And perhaps we can operate this way through our practice today and through the rest of our day. Just allowing yourself to be soft. Gently wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Perhaps slowly and in a small way, circle your wrists, circle your ankles. Can you keep this feeling of being liquid and warm as you take your arms and reach gently up and above behind your head, palms up to the ceiling, fingers spreading wide, getting some length from toes to fingertips. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Slowly bend your knees, plant your feet on the floor. If it's not hurting your neck and shoulders, you can keep your arms behind your head and gently toss your knees to the left. Stay there for a couple breaths. Feeling the opening through your right hip. And then come back through center, go the other way. Take your knees to the right. Allowing the knees to the right and your arms above your head makes some length through your left side body. So pushing your left knee just gently towards the floor. Good. Come back up to center. Bring your knees into your chest and slowly, gracefully put your hands on the front of your legs. Bring your knees in a gentle squeeze towards your chest. Finding some compression here. It's not just about the front of your body, it's also about how there's length now through your spine as you're able to press the small of your back down into the mat. Still breathing, still soft in your jaw. Release your hands, put your feet on the floor. Gently roll over all the way onto your right side. If your pillow or something is in the way, you can just move that out of the way. So I'm lying on my right side with my head supported on my right hand. Take your left hand up towards the sky and start to drop your left shoulder back to the floor as you open through your left arm, keeping your knees pulled over to the right. We're getting into that deep supine twist. Taking your gaze gently towards your left hand. Nice extension through your arm, your shoulder, through the muscles and tendons that kind of keep your shoulder into place on the front. Good, now we're gonna roll over to the left side just by making a transition. So bringing your knees up and then dropping them over to the left. Move your left arm so now you can lie on your left arm. Kind of curl to your side, knees to the left. When you're ready, right arm up towards the sky and start to gently drop your right shoulder back down to the mat, just twisting the other way now. You might notice that one side felt like there was more space than the other. Just lean in wherever you are. Reach through your right hand gently. Take your gaze towards the right. Come back to your breath once you're physically arranged in that space on the floor. Inhale. Exhale, bring your knees back up to center. Roll back over to the right, but this time push yourself all the way up to a seat. Cross your legs. Bring yourself to a seat. Let your hands drift gently to heart center. No tension in your elbows. Close your eyes. No tension through your jaw. And in our softness, let's let today be about gratitude, about just feeling thankful. I invite you today to embrace the gratitude you have for being loved, for being needed, recognizing that being loved, being needed, even if sometimes it feels difficult, is truly a gift. One more big breath in. Good. Open your eyes. Bring your hands to your knees. Shrug your shoulders a few times. Start to bring some energy into this moment, into your body. Kind of like this was your charging mat, right? We have those wireless chargers for phones. You set them down, they absorb the energy and then bring themselves back up to charge. Let this be your charging mat. If you're going backwards with your shoulders, go the other way. Maybe a couple seated cat cows are calling your name here. So hands to your knees, arching through your back. Lifting your chest on your inhale. Spreading your collarbone out wide. Very good. All right, friends, let's find ourselves standing at the top of the mat, getting ready to celebrate Michaela's birthday. We're going to move so slow. All right, just like really get into your feet. Slowly take your arms, let them reach up above your head, like you're trying to do a time lapse of the sun rising, really slow. Reach once you get all the way up to the top. Feel your ribs lifting off of your hips. And then take a big exhale, slow, slow, slow. You can even swan dive, arms out at the side, forward fold. So sometimes we get used to those movements. We just go there, back and forth. I invite you today to just go there at a pace that's so slower than you're used to. Let your head hang here. If your hands reach the floor, find some grounding through your fingertips. If they don't, find some grounding on your block. Soften your knees as much as you like, but keep them straight enough that you are feeling that melting of the tension in the backs of your legs. And that happens by pulling in your belly so that you can drop your chest closer to your thighs. And now I have more space to try to drop crown of head towards the floor. So try that. Sucking in your belly, pulling ribs down to thighs. Use your exhale. You get a little deeper into that forward fold. Very good. Breathe into your flat back, straightening your legs, opening your eyes, light toes, weights in your heels, nice strong shoulders. Very good. Come all the way back. Let's go to our high plank. It's not her birthday celebration yet. This is just the pregame. So we're just here for a couple breaths. Breathe in and breathe out. Push back to your downward facing dog. Make this a beautiful good morning, good day, good evening, opening through your back, through the backs of your legs. Kind of like you did in that forward fold. You can suck your belly in and then think as if you were going to melt your ribs towards your thighs. Now you won't get there because you're in this V shape, but that's the energetic feeling. And when you do that, it drives your tailbone up and gets your shoulders nice and long. Good. Breathe in, tippy toes. You can keep that engagement through your lower abs. And exhale, push forward to your high plank. Remember what we were talking about yesterday? If you were here, we were talking about spreading your wings. So that's protracting your shoulder blades. So push the mat away. Try to get your shoulder blades wide. Really good, friends. All right, to your knees, lower down all the way to your belly, nice and slow. Very good. All the way down to the floor. Once you get there, Sphinx pose, forearms to the floor, lift your chest. Can you sway a little bit side to side with your ribs? So I'm just keeping my elbows right where they are, keeping my hips kind of right where they are, just letting my weight shift back and forth. Seal pose, if your back is okay with that, keeping your hands right where they are, straightening your arms. And for those of you that have, a little fatigue in your back and your legs from the last couple days, this can be really nice. Neutral neck, feet are just relaxed out to the edges of your mat. One more breath here. Nice, lower all the way down. Make a little cushion for your forehead with your hands. Bend your knees. Just windshield wiper your knees, your feet side to side. Okay, friends, we're going to work our way up today to full frog. Okay, if you don't remember what frog is, I'll remind you. But we're going to start with a half frog while we're here on our belly. So on your belly, you're going to draw your right knee up. So just following it on the floor, just bring it up. Good. Good job, Marco. And then relaxing your head on your forearms. So with your right knee lifted, you're thinking about pressing your right hip down towards the floor. So not rolling over onto the left side, but trying to keep your hip bones really both grounded. That's going to be near impossible for most of us to have our right hip truly flush with the mat, but we're thinking about drawing that down. And you should feel this creating a lot of stretch here. If you don't, or if you feel like you have more space, you can use your right hand, and let's just help our knee scooch up a little bit more by using your hand. So you can use your hand, help it get up. See, I'm just giving my knee a little hike here so that you are in that position. Now flex your right foot. So it's not just dead on the floor, but you've got some integration through the heel. Drop your head to the mat. And while you lay here, you have two things to do. One, breathe. Two, keep trying to relax your right thigh more down towards the floor. So it's kind of an interesting push and pull between relaxing, but then also trying to energetically get into that stretch, as if like I came behind you and I was just going to gently push on the back of your right thigh to help get that leg a little bit closer to the floor. Breathe here. Half frog isn't so bad. Creates the opening through our hip flexors and our legs. Good. Gently draw your right leg back. Let's do the other side. Okay, so reset. Same thing, left knee. So slide it up on the floor. So I'm taking that knee more up. All right, so I've got my leg bent, taking that knee up, belly down, and then again, it's the same thing. You're trying to drive that left hip flexor, the crease, towards the floor. Use your left hand if you need to, grab behind your knee, kind of give it a little extra inch or two, a little extra push. And then find some stillness. This is a great place to practice that deep, intense breath, just like we do when we're in lizard or pigeon. Flex the toes on your left foot. So your foot is flexed, but you can relax your right foot, relax your right leg, and soften, but soften in a way, again, like you were melting your left flat thigh towards the ground. Good. Just like you were floating, detach yourself from the things that try to get your attention during the day. Be willing to listen to your body, just like when you need to listen to someone that you care about. You have to stop all the distractions and just listen. All right, we're going to gently come out here, slowly slide your left leg back so that it's at center. Good. This time, let's do full upward dog. So relaxing your feet, bringing your legs more close together, bringing your hands to more shoulder height. And then you can lift up, soften your elbows. And you might find you're not quite ready to go all the way up. So this is cobra pose, just lifting your chest a bit. Or some of you might be ready, lift all the way up. And I've got my knees supporting my body here. Let's exhale back. Keep your hands right where they are. Find your child's pose. Keeping your hands where they are means you have straight elbows, straight arms. Nice stretch through the backs of your legs and your glutes. And then let's just flow back and forth this way a couple times. So shifting forward into your up dog and rolling back to your child's pose. You can play with where your knees are. So in the up dog, your legs are kind of aligned with your hips, but it can feel so nice in child's pose to have your knees more out wide. So maybe you do a few each way. You can tuck your toes sometimes. You can keep your feet relaxed. Just move. That's what we're doing here, right? Like we're bringing life into the joints and the spaces. Just move and breathe. Oh. Good. Come to your hands and knees. Take a couple cat-cows. All right, and I'm just going to do a short reminder of what we had talked about before, which is when I say spread your wings in plank, we're getting the shoulders to be wide. Okay, so we're getting that plank position, shoulders are really wide. Pulling them together looks like this. This is retracting. I'm drawing my shoulder blades together. Protracting, I'm taking them out wide. Protracting is what we want to feel in plank, like you're spreading your wings. Like if you had wings, you're spreading them out because Michaela wants us to fly for her birthday, right? Yep. Michaela, if you could go, what's your favorite place you've ever been or a place you've always dreamed of going?
Probably Mauritius. Do you know
where is that?
No, a tiny little island in the Indian Ocean. Paradise.
Okay, that sounds lovely. We're all gonna plank there, spread our wings. We're flying there for your birthday. Michaela, you gotta get us to 51. All right, do it for Michaela, friends. She's showing up for you today on your birthday. High plank with me. Lift your knees. Spread your wings, so push the mat away. All right, Michaela, go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
She's counting fast, y'all.
I'm going for 11, 12. You'll thank me later. 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Spread your wings. Push the mat away.
22, 23, 24,
Belly
25,
tight.
26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Woo! 31, 32, 33.
Come on. Woo!
34, 35, 36, 37, 38.
All right, if you're not feeling birthday love for Michaela right now, come on, juice up your
41,
birthday love.
42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50.
Basta!
Done.
51. All right, push 51, push back to your downward facing dog. Yes! Everybody, happy birthday, Michaela!
Happy
Woo!
birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Oh, birthdays are hard.
Birthdays are hard. Yes, indeed. That kind of happens as you get older. Tippy toes. Shift back forward, high plank, friends. Side plank, right hand up. You can modify with your left knee down if you'd like, or you can take it further if you'd like, letting your right leg float. Just find your edge here while we're planking it up. We're expressing ourselves gloriously for Michaela's birthday. Right hand down, switch sides. Breathe. Side plank other way. You can drop your right knee if you need to. Good job, Nicole. Reach up. Stacking. Beautiful, Chris. Yes, Marco. Good. Reach. Awesome, everybody. Wrist to wrist, straight hand. All right, come back down. Left hand down to your knees. Rest, child's pose. You can take your hands off your mat and bring them to your back if you'd like. You can even rinse your shoulders, taking your hands up away from your back. Breathing here. Ooh, very good. All right, come back to your hands and knees. Let's open up through our legs. We're gonna do lizard and pigeon on each leg before we do our full frog, okay? So tuck your toes, belly tight. Downward facing dog. Child's pose is on my mind, huh? All right, downward facing dog. Good. You can get there with your left knee down, but if you're in down dog and you feel stable, lift your right leg with me. Take a moment here, press your left heel down, get so long in the back of your legs, lift your right leg. So we're working a little bit more on flexibility today, but that doesn't mean that you don't need strength, right? I mean, this is certainly one of those poses where you feel that. You need strength as well as flexibility. Lift. Now listen, you're gonna exhale and squeeze that knee in tight to get it to you outside your right hand. Ready, go. Step your right foot outside your right hand. So lizard pose, not pigeon yet. Lizard pose, knee up. There you go. All right, drop your back knee when you're ready. Grab your pillow if you can. Let's make a little comfy spot that's either for your hands, your forearms, or your head. Oh, you can bunch it up however it works for you. All right, so lizard. Good, Susan. Good form. Just like when we're in that low lunge, your back knee has to be kind of back behind you. So it's not right under your hip. You're in this like being split type space. Good. I feel like sometimes we have like stress energy. We absorb it through the top of our body, our brain, our eyes, our mouth, our mind, our ears, and then it like makes its way, manifests as anxiety in our heart and our stomach, and then gets stuck in our hips, right? And then we're just like, so we're like letting that go, just be right here. Couple more breaths. If you can drop any further, so if you could drop more, drop your head, relax your shoulders from your earlobes. Okay, back out a little bit, but not all the way. We're going to use that pillow underneath the right hip pigeon. Walk your foot across to the left edge of your mat, drop your right knee. Scoot your pillow around so that you can rest your back right glute on it. Let your left foot go back and then fold on down. With that support underneath your right hip, you can be down on it, but I want your support to be high enough that you're not like lopsided. So I want you to feel like your shoulders are level. Good. All right, and let's all go. What's the name of the island, Michaela? Marsupius?
Mauritius.
Mauritius. Let's all think about that. Sounds
Are we
lovely.
in one of the water huts, Michaela?
Oh, beautiful.
Oh.
We went on our honeymoon there.
Oh, I wish.
We'll channel that. Sun, beautiful, beautiful water, and nothing to do. Huh?
Sounds good, huh?
Mm-hmm. Let your breath be like the sound of the tide coming in and coming out, those waves crashing. Good. See if you can creep your body a little bit over to the right. Creep your hands over to the right, but keep your left knee where it is. So we kind of do this sometimes in child's pose, right? We walk our hands off the edge of the mat. This is rather intense through that right leg, so just go to where you can, but we'll go there. We'll stay here for 3 breaths or so. Reaching a little bit more off the right edge of your mat. Good. Keeping your pigeon legs and that support underneath your right hip. You got it. Whatever has been making you feel stuck, leave it here today. When you roll up your mat or you walk away from the room, leave it behind. If it is not serving you to carry, then why do you still have it? All right, friends, good. Come back up to center. Gently take your right leg back. You can just bring that pillow over to the left edge of your mat. We'll want it again. Downward facing dog to reset that leg. Get there, pedal it out. Personally, I like to take my right leg up to the sky again after pigeon and bend the knee, kind of looking under your right armpit and pulling that hip open like you were going to do flip dog, but just using this as a big stretch. So just lifting through your outer shin on your right leg. Both arms are straight. If that's too much for you, then just back out of that. We're going to meet back, both feet on the floor for downward facing dog. And get ready for lizard on the other side. So left leg comes up to the sky. Take a moment here, really lifting. Nice form, Nicole. Lift up, lift up. Good arm position, Susan. Lift here. Or you could have your right knee down. Here we go. Step your left foot forward with an exhale. If you're on your right knee, I want you to scoot that right knee back. Okay, so it's not right under your hip. Yeah, right knee back, left foot on the floor. Now you grab your little pillow. Set yourself up for some support here. Some of you might feel more successful if you let your left foot roll over onto the pinky toe side. That's okay. You can do that. Some of you still might feel like that's not good, but you know, lizards are more flexible than us. So, they have more joints, I think.
I'd say it's getting easier with time.
Easier with time. That's right. No. All right. We'll check in with you next year on your birthday, Michaela. We'll ask you how it is, right? Indeed.
I need more time.
More time in lizard? You got it, Tom.
No. No,
You walked right into that one.
no, I didn't mean that.
All right. Chris, we've got our left foot forward in lizard. All right, for real. Take a couple deep breaths. If you're gritting your jaw, you're like clenching your fist, you're clenching anything, relax. Breathe. Allow yourself to be a little bit stretched. Okay, if you just got here, stay here for a moment. You'll have time. Otherwise, let's back out and set ourselves up for pigeon on the left. So Chris, just stay there for a couple breaths so you get the benefit of this before we move into pigeon. Taking your left foot over. Drop your knee to the left edge of your mat. Scoot that right knee back and use your pillow underneath your left hip. So you got good support there. Good. All right, when you're ready, we fold. Okay, Chris, when you're ready, you can go ahead and go to pigeon as well. This is a perfect pose with your head down to really practice that Ujjayi breath that helps you to bring your attention to your body and breath, because you can listen for the exhale. So lean into that Darth Vader breathing here where you inhale and then keep your mouth closed, relax the back of your throat, and you exhale again through your nose. The sound is very much like the ocean. One more deep breath in and out here. Good, then start to walk yourself up. We'll gently come out, coming back into your downward facing dog. Finding balance between both legs again. And again, maybe you want to play with this. I like to lift my left leg, the one that I just had in pigeon, up to the sky, bend the knee, peek under your left armpit, press your right heel to the floor. All right, friends, make your way, everybody, back down to the mat, hands and knees. And take your right foot out to the edge. So out, straight out to the side. Good. This is gate pose, so it's out to the side. Again, we're just trying to focus on opening up our legs before we get to frog. So here's gate pose. My foot is on the floor. So if you are able to put your toes forward and put your foot on the floor, do that. If you need a little angle, you can, but foot is on the floor. Reach up, inhale. Good. And then on your exhale, drop your right hand to your leg. Creep those fingers down, down, down towards your ankle as you get really reaching long through the left side of your body. Good. And if you are crashing down with your left shoulder, so if you're shining your left shoulder towards the floor, I want you to take it up and back. So it's a big opening through your chest as well as this reaching in your left side. If there's any space for you to creep your right hand closer down to your ankle and reach more with your left side up out of your hip, go there. Really nice. Good, Tommy. Breathe here. All right, use your obliques As you release your right hand, come all the way back up. Good. Put your hands on the floor and then just drop your hips back towards your heels. Some of you might go all the way. Some of you might not. Do you feel this on this inner thigh? Yeah. And then you can, like you do in child's pose, walk your fingertips forward. I still have my right foot on the floor. So like I said, some of you might not go all the way back. You could stick your pillow between your heel and your glutes. Good, Alana. There you go. Breathe here. All right, keep your fingers there. Push back up. Walk your hands in closer. Come back up. My right leg is still out. Last thing, drop your left hand to the floor. Let your right leg float and lift your right arm up towards the sky. So working on that side glute strength. Good. Lift. Awesome job, you guys. I remember when this was like really, really hard. Lifting here, very good. All right, bend your right knee, put it on the floor, and we'll just, now we're on our knees. So you can take your left leg out. Get yourself situated and steady here. Left foot is flat on the floor, arms come up. Good, drop your left hand to your leg. Lean and reach with your right arm. Again, mindful that if you had a light on like this little EKG lead on your right chest, right? You'd be taking that up and back. It wouldn't be shining down towards the floor, taking it straight ahead. Creep your fingertips, if there's any space, down their left leg. Reach, reach, reach with your right hand. Like you are creating extra space through this right side of your body. And breathe. Good. Release your left hand. Use your obliques. Come all the way up. Hands to the floor. Drop your hips back towards your heels. Maybe all the way or maybe not. My left leg is still out. Reaching your forehead towards the floor. Arms reach forward. Good. As we get ourselves into these stretchy places, right? It's like you're opening something. So if we were opening something, we have to let something out. So use that opportunity in our practice today as you're opening something to let something out. Right, good. Come back up to center. Hands to hips. Okay, last thing. Left leg is still out. Drop your right hand and just do that little shift of weight, lifting up your left leg. Flex your toes so you're able to kind of drive your outer shin up. Good. And I'm reaching through my left hand to give me length. Guys, your form is beautiful. I mean, so good. Pushing into the mat, belly tight. Excellent job, everybody. Breathe. Bend your left knee. Come back to your knees. Okay. Frog pose. Who remembers frog? Yes, hard to forget, I guess, huh? So here you go. Rolling in the edges of your mat. Let me put myself so you can see me. So I'm rolling it in about 2 times on each side because you want that kind of to be fairly wide. And then I'm going to make my way. So my knees, go back here. My knees come out to the mat and I'm getting straight legs. I'm going to do this on the floor so you can see me, guys. Okay, so knees are out, straight shin, flex your foot. So I've got 90-degree angle, 90-degree angle. All right, those knees go out, booty goes back. Bring yourself to the floor. Now, if you're forward here, This is not doing anything. I'm just trying to hold myself up. You got to let your hips go back. Let your chest soften, all right? Flex your feet. Okay. Can you see me? Oh. Yes. Good, Marco. So it should be rather intense, right? And if your head doesn't reach the floor, you can put your head on your pillow, okay? Or you can make a little, you know, forehead stand with your hands. So in class, in person, I come and I stand in front and then just with my ankles like push back. So imagine that you are right, like that I'm got you right here and I'm pushing you back even more. I want your hips to go back towards your heels. Feet are flexed. Good. All right, we're gonna get there and I'm gonna be quiet and we're gonna stay there for a couple breaths. This is kind of the pinnacle of our practice today, so don't fight it. Deep, full breaths, pranayama, ujjayi breath, that breath you can hear. This is the part where you want to come out. Stay with me, one more breath. Okay. There's not really a happy way to get out of frog, so just climb your way out. Climb your way out. Very nice, very nice. All right, friends, back on your mat. Let's take one forward fold with our feet out in front, and then you can set up for your final rest. So legs out in front, just your counter posture is going forward here. You might be surprised that you're more flexible than you expected right now. You might, right? Just because we've done so much to open up through the hips today. So reaching for your feet, reaching for your ankles or the backs of your legs. If you got your strap handy, you're always welcome to grab that to make your arms longer. Soften here. Okay, friends. Release and set yourself up for your final resting pose. So you are welcome to take your legs up the wall or legs on the block, hips on the block, or just go back to how we began, lying still, softening, melting into your mat. This is your time to recharge. This is your time to use the power of your breath. Belonging so fully to yourself that you're willing to stand alone is a wilderness, an untamed, unpredictable place of solitude and searching. It is a place as dangerous as it is breathtaking, a place as sought after as it is feared. The wilderness can often feel unholy because we can't control it, or what people think about our choice of whether to venture into that vastness or not. but it turns out to be the place of true belonging, and it's the bravest and most sacred place you will ever stand. That's from Brene Brown, her book, Braving the Wilderness. Because true belonging only happens when we present our authentic, imperfect selves to the world. Our sense of belonging can never be greater than our level of self-acceptance. It is a gift to be able to move and breathe and strive in earnest together. Truly. So if you've not yet thanked your body to have the courage and the spirit and today the health to try, I invite you to lean into that gratitude right now. And acknowledge the support that we offer by showing up together. Friends, we'll all take our time and meet at the top of the mat. Bringing your hands together at heart center. Sharing our birthday wishes for Michaela and our wishes of peace to each other. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste.
Namaste.